Basketball is a sport where emotions run high, and players often celebrate their accomplishments with unique and memorable gestures. However, the NBA has set guidelines for player celebrations, and certain actions have been deemed inappropriate or dangerous. In this video, we will be taking a closer look at some of the most notable celebrations that have been banned by the NBA, and exploring the reasons behind these bans. Number 7. The NBA's Celebration Guidelines. The NBA has a set of guidelines for player celebrations that are designed to maintain a high standard of sportsmanship and professionalism on the court. These guidelines prohibit celebrations that are deemed excessive, taunting, or dangerous, celebrations that involve the use of props or involve. Unsportsmanlike conduct is also prohibited. The NBA is particularly strict when it comes to celebrations that could be considered offensive or discriminatory. Players are not allowed to engage in celebrations that are deemed excessive or taunting. This includes celebrations that involve extended gyrations, demonstrative fist bumps, or chest thumping. Celebrations that mock an opponent or incitement of a crowd are also prohibited. The NBA views these types of celebrations as disrespectful to opponents and distracting from the actual play on the court. Celebrations that involve the use of props or involve unsportsmanlike conduct is also banned. This includes celebrations such as hanging on the rim after a dunk, throwing the ball at an opponent, or excessive trash talking. The NBA considers these types of celebrations to be dangerous and unsportsmanlike. The NBA has taken a strong stance against celebrations that could be considered offensive or discriminatory. This includes celebrations that involve vulgar gestures or language, or any gestures that could be perceived as mocking a specific race, ethnicity, or gender. The league believes that these types of celebrations have no place in the game of basketball, and players who engage in them are often fined or suspended. Number 6. The Sam Cassell Dance. One of the most famous banned celebrations in NBA history is the Sam Cassell Dance. Sam Cassell, a former NBA player, was known for his unique dance celebration after hitting a big shot. The dance involved Cassell gyrating his hips and bending his knees, and was often imitated by fans and other players. The NBA eventually banned the celebration, deeming it too excessive and inappropriate. The ban didn't stop Cassell from performing the dance in the locker room, however, and it remains one of the most iconic celebrations in NBA history. The ban on the Sam Cassell Dance sparked a larger conversation about the role of celebrations in the NBA. While some fans and players argue that celebrations add to the excitement of the game, others argue that excessive celebrations can be disrespectful to opponents and distract from the actual play on the court. The debate over celebrations continues to be a hot topic in the NBA community. Number 5. The Big Balls Dance. Another celebration that has been banned by the NBA is the Big Balls Dance. This celebration, made famous by former NBA player Sam Cassell, involves the player making a gesture with his hands that suggests he has big balls after hitting a big shot or making a big play. The celebration was first performed by Cassell during the 1995 playoffs and was later adopted by other players such as Kobe Bryant and Kevin Durant. However, in recent years, the NBA has cracked down on the celebration, deeming it too inappropriate and taunting for the league standards. The Big Balls Dance is just one example of a celebration that has been banned by the NBA due to its perceived inappropriateness. The league has made a concerted effort to crack down on celebrations that could be seen as offensive or disrespectful, and players who engage in these types of celebrations are often fined or suspended. Number 4. The Throat Slash Gesture. The throat slash gesture is another banned celebration in the NBA. This celebration involves the player making a slashing motion across their throat with their finger, and is often used to symbolize that the player has killed the competition. The NBA banned the celebration in 1997, after former NBA player Michael Jordan made the gesture during a game. The league deemed the gesture too violent and threatening, and it has been prohibited ever since. While some players argue that the throat-slash gesture is simply a harmless expression of confidence, the NBA believes that it has no place in the game of basketball. The league has taken a strong stance against celebrations that could be seen as violent or threatening, and players who engage in these types of celebrations are often fined or suspended. Number 3. The bow and arrow. The bow and arrow celebration is a move that involves the player mimicking the act of shooting a bow and arrow after making a shot. This celebration was made famous by former NBA player Klay Thompson and has been used by other players since then. However, the celebration was briefly banned by the NBA in 2018 due to its potential to offend Native American communities. The league received complaints from members of these communities who felt that the bow and arrow, the celebration, was disrespectful and inappropriate. After receiving these complaints, the NBA issued a memo to all teams stating that the celebration was no longer allowed. However, the ban was lifted just a few weeks later, after the NBA met with representatives from Native American communities to discuss the issue. While the bow and arrow celebration is currently allowed in the NBA, the league has shown that it is willing to listen to concerns from fans and communities and make changes to its rules and regulations if necessary. The NBA strives to promote a culture of respect and inclusivity, and will continue to take action to ensure that all players and fans feel welcome and valued. Have you ever seen a player engage in a banned celebration during an NBA game? Comment down below. Number 2. The air gun. The air gun celebration involves a player pretending to shoot a gun with their fingers after making a shot or a big play. While some players view the celebration as a harmless way to express excitement and celebrate their success on the court, the NBA banned it in 2013 due to its association with gun violence. The league's decision to ban the air gun celebration was prompted by an incident involving former NBA player Ray Allen. During a game in 2013, Allen made the air gun gesture after making a three-point shot and was subsequently fined $5,000 by the league. The NBA's decision to ban the celebration was met with mixed reactions from players and fans. Some argued that the air gun celebration was simply a form of expression, and that the league was overreacting by banning it. Others, however, supported the league's decision, citing concerns about gun violence and the potential for the celebration to offend viewers. Number 1. The dunking on the rim. The rim can cause damage to the backboard or the rim itself, and can also be dangerous for the player attempting the dunk. To prevent these potential hazards, the NBA has banned the act of dunking on the rim. According to the NBA rulebook, a player shall not hang on the rim, net, or backboard in such a way that it causes the rim or backboard to vibrate or bend. Violating this rule can result in a technical foul, a fine, or even a suspension. There are a few reasons why the NBA has banned dunking on the rim. Firstly, it is a safety concern. When a player dunks on the rim, they are putting a lot of pressure on the rim and the backboard. This can cause the rim to bend or break, which can lead to injury for the player or other players on the court. Additionally, if the backboard or rim is damaged, it can cause a delay in the game while repairs are made. Secondly, dunking on the rim can be seen as disrespectful or showboating. The NBA has a long-standing tradition of sportsmanship and professionalism, and players. Celebrations have always been a part of the NBA, and players often use them to express their excitement and enthusiasm on the court. However, the NBA has set guidelines for player celebrations, and certain actions have been deemed inappropriate or dangerous. Celebrations that are deemed excessive, taunting, or offensive are banned by the league, and players who engage in these types of celebrations are often fined or suspended. While some fans and players argue that celebrations add to the excitement of the game, others argue that excessive celebrations can be disrespectful to opponents and distract from the actual play on the court. Overall, the NBA has set guidelines for player celebrations in order to maintain a level of sportsmanship and professionalism on the court. While some celebrations may seem harmless or entertaining, they can also be deemed inappropriate, offensive, or dangerous. Players who engage in banned celebrations may face consequences, including fines or suspensions, and the NBA will continue to enforce its rules and regulations to ensure a safe and respectful game. Thank you for watching this video on banned celebrations in the NBA. What do you think about the NBA's rules on celebrations? Do you think certain celebrations should be allowed, or do you believe that the league should continue to prohibit them? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more NBA content.